Blitz was on trial for using a noble to steal his grimoire and to travel into the other world. As Blitz was on trial, though, he wasn't really treated fairly. Many people wanted to hear him out. However, most of the upper class didn't really care about him, so they just wanted to get rid of him. Stolas would start to run as he would try to get to Blitz, as he would try to make it to him, but he was too late. And as by the time he made it, Blitz was on the floor, gone. As Stolas fell to his knees and began to cry, he couldn't believe it. He couldn't believe what he saw. He saw that his best friend was gone, and more than that, his love. And they ended it off with a fight. Blitz and Stolas had a big fight, and they never made up. Blitz will never know that Stolas cared about him. Stolas picked him up and looked down. As everyone went throughout their business, Stolas couldn't do anything, as he simply walked out the door with Blitz in his arms. As they all looked at him, sad, as Luna began to cry, as Stolas said, "I'm sorry, this is all my fault." Moxie would say, "You couldn't have known." Luna would say, "He effing cared about you, no, and you threw him away. Let me help you, no!" As in Luna would walk away. As then Stolas would stare into his eyes. As Blitz was gone, Stolas would take him and, bury him. As then he would sit down next to his grave and say, "Very well, love. You know, I wish I could have told you how much I loved you. I wish I could have told you how much you meant to me, instead of just kicking you out like that. I understand you were confused about the deal, but you tried. And, even if maybe you didn't care about me, but even if you didn't deserve this, Blitz. No one deserves this." And since, because of everything, Moxie wouldn't really be able to use the book or anyone else, he would go to their homes one by one. As he went to Millie's home, as they both got out, they would both say, "What is it, Stolas?" "Well, I know you can't continue your business now, and you'll go bankrupt, but instead of getting another job or someone you don't like, why not stay with me for a bit, so I can help you get on your feet? Would your wife like, I'm divorced now." "You can get divorced if you're royalty?" "Normally no, but we had special circumstances. Just follow me." Moxie and Millie would agree as they would follow Stolas. As then Stola went to Blitz's old house. "Luna lives there now. I don't think she wants to see you. Want to or not, I'm gonna take care of her." It's what Blitz would have wanted. Stolas then knocked on the door as Luna opened it and said, "What do you want?" "I want you to come stay with me." "No, I'm not gonna stay with some rich a-hole." "But Luna, you don't have a choice. I know I don't have a choice, but I'd rather live on the streets than stay with you. He gave his heart out to you. He loved you. He didn't love me. He didn't care about me," Stolas would say. "He never took pictures with me. He never hung out with me." As in, Luna would show him pictures after pictures after pictures. His heart was broken. He hurt so many people. He couldn't show you he loved you. He was too scared, Stolas. "And the way you treated your imp butler, do you really think that set a good example for him?" As Stolas remembered how he talked about him, how he belittled him, he thought it was just cute, but now he realized what he did. Stolas would say, "My God, he really did care." As he would cry, Luna would say, "Yeah, and he's dead because of it." As they would both stare at each other, Stolas would say, "Luna, please, live with me." As Luna would look down and say, "Fine," as she would walk off, as they would go to Stolas' house. As they all lived there for a few weeks, Moxie and Millie would both start to look for a job, but Luna wouldn't. Luna would be too depressed after losing her dad, and so would Stolas. They both cared about them. One day, though, as Luna was sitting down on the couch, someone would come to visit. It was Octavia. As Octavia would say, "Hey, Luna, how are you?" Luna would look up crying and say, "I'm all right." Octavia would sit beside her and say, "Listen, no. You listen. You don't have to worry about cheering me up. I don't want to weigh you down. I don't want to hold you back." Octavia would sigh and say, "Well,
I didn't come here to cheer you up. I came here to give you information. I figured you would want revenge. Luna would look at Octavia and say, what are you talking about? Octavia would then look at Luna and say, listen, if you did this, you'll be the first suspect, alright? So we have to make sure that someone else does it. Or you wait, at least. But my mom's the one who did it, and I can't stand to look at her anymore. I'll help you. I'll be the one to do it. I'll be the one to get rid of her. Luna would say, that's insane. I'm not going to have you do it to your own mom. Octavia would say, I have to. Look at what she's done to us. Look at everything she's done. Suddenly, Stolas would walk down and say, Octavia, you're not doing it. But no, as he would run and hug her. I know that your mom's manipulative. I know everything she's done, but she's still your mother. I'll make sure all the evidence is buried. Luna, get the team. Luna would say, you're not the boss of me, but I'll do it. As then she looked at Octavia and said, hey, Octavia.
Thank you. I really mean it. As then, Luna left. As Luna walked out, she would then go to Moxie and Millie. As they were out looking for a job, when they started to walk back, Luna found them and said, I have a plan. For what? Revenge. Stella was the one word to hit. Moxie would say, Stella, the one who wanted a divorce and always yelled at, that makes a lot of sense. I don't know why we didn't think of that earlier. Millie would say, but if we do this, well, Luna says, don't worry. Stolas has a plan. All we have to do is team up. As they would all nod, as then they would go back to Stolas' house.
As Stolas' home was, nice, the only thing that would be nicer is revenge. As they all met up and started to talk, Stolas would say, I'll have a meeting with Stella as you strike her down. They would expect me at first, but once they can't find anything, they'll have to let me go. So, since I cannot touch the tea whatsoever, I want you all to poison it. As Luna says, I want it to be more personal. Stolas would say, if it is, then we'll get caught. I understand you want revenge, but I'm not going to let you throw your life away for it. They would all nod. As then, Millie and Moxie would disguise themselves as butlers for Stella. As then, Luna would get ready and get the poison. As we cut to the next day, as Stolas was having a meeting with Stella about their divorce. As Stella would keep on bragging about how she gets to leave him. As Stella would continue to yell obscenities at them both. As Stella would continue to yell at them, prescribe them. As she continued to belittle them. As she kept on yelling and yelling and yelling, suddenly, something would happen. As Stella took a drink of her tea, she would fall to the floor. No more. As Stolas sighed and said, it's done. You two should go run now. As Moxie and Millie would both look at each other and say, all right. Thank you, Stolas. As Stella wouldn't be no more, they would all continue to talk. As then, Moxie and Millie left. As then, Stolas would say, you better get going, Luna. Luna would say, yeah. Sorry I was so hard on you. No, I needed it. As then they all left, years would pass. As Moxie and Millie would get a new job. And Luna, she would stay with Stolas for a few years while she tried to figure herself out. Eventually, she would get a job with Verosika and, try to get close to Vortex, even though he was already dating. But that's a story for another day. As 5 years would pass, they would all go to Blitz's grave. As they would all talk about each other and talk about IMP and what it meant to them and how much Blitz meant to them. As then they left. Blitz was no more, but he would always live on in their memories and their hearts. But they had to move on and start their new lives. And that's going to leave things off. Just to let you know, I didn't come up with this idea. This guy came up with that idea, so shout out to him. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe, and share with all your friends. I really enjoyed making this video. I'm really enjoyed watching it. I've been seeing more channels with Patreon and stuff. I would like to get one, but I don't know what the heck I would offer because I don't do live streams. I don't do any of that. And honestly, I don't have time to do that. And I feel like it'll be ripping you guys off because I couldn't offer you much, you know? I mean, maybe I could give you a video a day early, but I don't like when channels do that because it feels like it's punishing me for not paying, you know? Maybe special videos, but even then, it's kind of like, why, you know? Why make you pay to see videos when I like making them anyway? Besides, I already am running ideas for normal videos, much less videos that are special. So it's just, yeah. So I don't even know what the heck I would do. You know? Or how many people would be interested. Most people probably wouldn't be interested. I'm not gonna lie. So yeah. Anyway. I am really glad I have an audience like you, and I've been thinking about making my own stories that aren't what ifs with like original characters and stuff. But to do that, I would probably upload on another channel because this channel, when you make a channel, there's a reason that some YouTubers make a channel and post everything they do on there, which is the strategy now. Back in the day, you would have a channel for everything. You have a vlogging channel, a prank channel, just a channel for everything. And it seems like I'm doing the old strategy, which is dumb, but hear me out. The reason I'm doing that is because this channel is for what ifs, and I built like a strong what if fan base. So if I post something that's not a what if, they're like, what the heck is this? Why would I watch that? That's the whole reason you make other channels. And like, people still have other channels and stuff. It's not like they don't, but like, most people find a niche and just roll with that. And it's a lot easier to do that than try to get a bunch of different niches. And the most channels that have different channels are companies. So they can have all these niches and stuff like that. And I'm just one person. So obviously I can't, I don't know. I have a gaming channel and I have this channel, which have been doing pretty well. But to add a third one, that would be a lot of work. But I don't know how many people would view it if I upload to this channel. So I might try it on another channel, maybe try it on here, see how many views it gets. I don't know. Just experimenting. But either way, nothing will change this. I love you all. And if you don't think anyone loves you, you're wrong, because I love you. And I'm so glad you're here. I'm so glad you're watching my videos. I'm so glad you're watching my content. And I'm so glad that I get to share my stories with you. Peace out.